Emperor Nero, born Lucius Domitius Ahenobarbus in 37 AD, ascended to the throne of the Roman Empire in 54 AD at the tender age of 16. Nero's rule, spanning from 54 to 68 AD, occupies a pivotal and controversial place in Roman history. As the last of the Julio-Claudian emperors, he inherited a position of immense power and authority, and his reign was marked by a combination of artistic pursuits, political intrigue, and scandalous controversies. Let's explore some of the notable controversies surrounding Nero. Great Fire of Rome, 64 AD. The Great Fire of Rome in 64 AD was a devastating event that had far-reaching consequences for the city and its inhabitants. While historical records vary, the commonly accepted narrative is that Nero was not directly responsible for starting the fire. However, his involvement in the aftermath and the subsequent rebuilding efforts raised suspicions and fueled rumors about his role in the disaster. According to historical accounts, the fire began in the densely populated areas of the city and quickly spread, consuming large portions of Rome. The flames raged for 6 days and 7 nights, causing widespread destruction and leaving a significant portion of the city in ruins. During the fire, Nero was reportedly at his villa in Antium, and upon hearing about the disaster, he returned to Rome to coordinate relief efforts. However, the rumors that Nero played a role in the fire persisted, with some suggesting that he may have taken advantage of the catastrophe to further his own ambitions. One theory proposes that Nero saw the fire as an opportunity to implement grand urban planning projects. The most famous of these projects was the construction of the Domus Aurea, or the Golden House, a massive and opulent palace that covered a substantial portion of the city. Some sources indicate that Nero cleared large areas of damaged structures, making way for his ambitious architectural endeavors. The idea that Nero deliberately allowed or encouraged the fire to advance his construction projects is contentious and lacks conclusive historical evidence. The primary ancient sources on this matter, such as Tacitus and Suetonius, offer different perspectives, and some modern historians argue that Nero's involvement in the fire might have been exaggerated or politically motivated. Persecution of Christians under Nero. In the aftermath of the Great Fire of Rome in 64 AD, Emperor Nero became intricately linked to the persecution of Christians, a dark chapter in Roman history that would leave an enduring impact on the early Christian community. The fire, which had devastated significant portions of Rome, left the city in ruins. In a move that would shape his legacy, Nero sought a scapegoat to deflect blame for the disaster. Christians, a religious minority at the time, became the convenient target. Rumors circulated that Nero and his officials laid the blame squarely on the shoulders of Christians, accusing them of conspiring to burn Rome. The scapegoating of Christians led to a wave of harsh and state-sanctioned persecutions. Nero subjected Christians to brutal punishments, including torture and public executions. Historical accounts describe gruesome forms of punishment, such as crucifixions, burning at the stake, and being thrown to wild animals in arenas for public entertainment. Christianity was a relatively new and rapidly growing religious movement in the Roman Empire. The Christian refusal to worship the Roman gods and the emperor as divine figures raised suspicions and fueled animosity among the Roman populace. The persecution of Christians under Nero served a dual purpose. Firstly, it diverted attention away from any potential criticism or scrutiny of Nero's role in the Great Fire. Secondly, it sent a clear message to religious minorities in the empire: conform to the traditional Roman religious practices or face severe consequences. Nero's actions marked the beginning of state-sponsored persecution against Christians in the Roman Empire. The persecution, although initially localized in Rome, set a precedent for later emperors to follow. It established a pattern of suspicion and hostility towards Christians, a pattern that persisted for centuries. Assassination of family members under Nero. The reign of Emperor Nero was characterized not only by political controversies and persecution, but also by a series of sinister events involving the deaths of several family members, which further deepened the shadows surrounding his rule. Nero's mother, Agrippina the Younger, played a significant role in his rise to power. However, their relationship soured over time. Agrippina was known for her political maneuvering and influence over her son. As Nero sought to consolidate his power, tensions escalated. In 59 AD, Nero was implicated in a plot to kill Agrippina, culminating in her assassination. Some historical accounts suggest that Nero attempted various methods, including poisoning and orchestrating a shipwreck, to eliminate his mother. Britannicus, Nero's stepbrother and the natural son of Claudius, was another victim of Nero's alleged treachery. Britannicus was a potential rival for the throne, and Nero perceived him as a threat to his rule. Britannicus died in 55 AD under suspicious circumstances, with poison suspected as the cause. This event solidified Nero's grip on power, but added to the growing suspicions about his willingness to eliminate potential contenders. Nero's first wife, Octavia, faced a tragic fate as well. Their marriage was marked by political and personal discord. Nero, seeking to rid himself of Octavia, accused her of adultery and subsequently divorced her. In 62 AD, Octavia was executed, further staining Nero's reputation. The deaths of Agrippina, Britannicus, and Octavia fueled rumors and speculation about Nero's ruthlessness and a willingness to resort to murder to secure and maintain his position. Whether driven by political calculations, personal animosities, or both, these events contributed to a growing narrative of Nero as a tyrant willing to eliminate those perceived as threats. The historical record of Nero's involvement in these deaths is complex, and accounts vary among ancient sources. Tacitus, Suetonius, and Dio Cassius provide differing perspectives, and historical interpretations continue to be the subject of scholarly debate. Some argue that Nero's culpability may have been exaggerated or manipulated by political rivals seeking to tarnish his legacy. Extravagant lifestyle and financial strain. Emperor Nero's reign was characterized by opulence, excess, and a penchant for lavish expenditures that significantly strained the Roman economy. Nero's extravagant lifestyle, coupled with his costly public spectacles and ambitious construction projects, left a lasting impact on the financial stability of the empire and fueled discontent among the Roman populace. Nero was notorious for organizing elaborate public spectacles, including gladiator games, chariot races, and theatrical performances. These events were not only frequent, but also characterized by a level of grandiosity and excess that surpassed the norms of previous emperors. The massive scale of these spectacles incurred enormous costs, from the construction of specialized arenas to the provision of gladiators, exotic animals, and intricate sets. One of Nero's most extravagant construction projects was the Domus Aurea, or the Golden House. This opulent palace, built after the Great Fire of Rome, covered vast expanses of the city and featured luxurious gardens, lakes, and lavish decorations. The construction of such a grand residence required immense resources, further straining the treasury. To fund his extravagant lifestyle and ambitious projects, Nero implemented heavy taxation, burdening the Roman citizens and provincial subjects alike. The exorbitant taxes, coupled with a lavish and wasteful spending pattern, led to financial strain and economic hardships for the population. Nero's reign witnessed instances of financial mismanagement and corruption. The funds that could have been allocated to essential public services were diverted to fund Nero's personal pursuits and grandiose undertakings. This created a stark contrast between the emperor's extravagant lifestyle and the economic struggles faced by the common people. The financial burden imposed by Nero's extravagant lifestyle contributed to growing dissatisfaction among the Roman populace, laying the groundwork for social unrest. Nero's profligate spending and financial excesses left a lasting legacy. His reign is often cited as an example of how unchecked extravagance and fiscal irresponsibility can lead to economic decline and social discontent. The controversies surrounding Nero have left a lasting impact on historical assessments of his rule. While some aspects of his reign are praised, such as his contributions to the arts, the negative events and allegations have contributed to a largely unfavorable perception of Nero as a tyrannical and extravagant ruler. If you share a passion for unraveling the mysteries of the past, don't miss out. Be sure to hit that like button, share with fellow history enthusiasts, and subscribe to stay tuned for more riveting stories from antiquity.